breaking news update coming in. Going on to the latest that we're picking up with regards to the scenario unfolding in the United States. Former President Donald Trump has said that he's meeting the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi when the Prime Minister visits the United States next week. Remember, the Prime Minister is scheduled to be in US this weekend along with the leaders of Australia and Japan for a summit of the so-called Quad hosted by President Joe Biden in Delaware, which is his hometown. On the sidelines, what we're learning, as per Donald Trump, he says he's going to be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let's quickly listen in. First up from Donald Trump.
So when India, which is a very big abuser, he happens to be coming to meet me next week, and Modi, he's fantastic. I mean, fantastic man. A lot of these leaders are fantastic. You have to understand one thing. They're 100%. These people are the sharpest people. They're not a little bit backward. They are at the top. You know the expression, they're at the top of their game.
Going across to my colleague Akanksha Swaroop joining us on the phone line. Akanksha, an important revelation by Donald Trump, who's the Republican presidential candidate's selection season in the United States, and given that the Prime Minister, if at all on the sidelines, will be meeting Donald Trump, it's going to be significant indeed.
Katrine and all our viewers, and yes, as you can hear from the tone and tenor of the Republican presidential candidate and the former US President Donald Trump, he's clearly shared his fondness for Prime Minister Modi. And look at the kind of copyright he's displaying by saying that Prime Minister Modi is actually coming to meet me, whereas we all know that Prime Minister is going to be there for the UNGA. And as you mentioned, on this, apart from the UNGA, there will also be the Quad meet, which is going to be hosted by the United States. We know that India is very much part of the Quad along with Japan and Australia. But what we are learning as of now is that, yes, Prime Minister Modi will be meeting Donald Trump, as he's made that revelation during one of his rallies in Michigan. That confirmation is yet to come from the Indian Embassy in Washington. We've not heard from them so far, or the U.S. Embassy over here. There's been no confirmation. But if Donald Trump saying that, remember, Donald Trump and Prime Minister Modi have shared a very strong equation, something that he's always talked about. And foreign leaders who he has been meeting, whether it is the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu or Viktor Orban of Hungary, he's always talked about how they have been very positive about his foreign policy, and that there would have been no war if there was Donald Trump in power, which is why he's also looking at Prime Minister Modi meeting as one meeting which will be very crucial. And remember, it is also part of sort of protocol where foreign leaders do meet leaders of opposition, and the United States has very much hosted our own leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, in US some days ago. So the US should very well be prepared for this meeting as well.
Oh, yes. And, you know, the India position on the US elections perhaps is something that we will be able to talk about only once we have a confirmation from the MEA. But Akanksha, many thanks for joining us with that quick update. We head into a very short break. With that, news and updates continue on the other side. We'll be right back.